In 2018, in Sacramento, California, Joseph James DeAngelo Jr., known as the Golden Gate Killer, was arrested. The dramatic arrest was all the more astounding because of how detectives said they caught the elusive Golden State Killer. By harnessing genetic technology already in use by millions of consumers to trace their family trees. However, it rose many questions. Should had law enforcement used people's DNA without consent? Here in the image, we can see the Golden State Killer. He was arrested, and he was well known for a string of many murders back on the day, and everybody was very concerned on catching him. The way he was caught was using consumer DNA databases, and he was traced back by a cousin that was found on GEDmatch DNA. Howdy, my name is Sarah Cruz Rodriguez, and I'm in the digital forensics class with 405, and today I'll be talking about the use of consumer DNA databases and its ethical concerns. To introduce the topic, I want to talk about how law enforcement have used consumer DNA databases such as GEDmatch and Ancestry to basically catch criminals. So law enforcement often need to exhaust all methods to reach an answer to a case. In desperate attempts, law enforcement may end up using DNA databases unauthorized. The use of consumer DNA databases by law enforcement such as GEDmatch and Ancestry picks up ethical concerns for many and for very good reasons. So the very first ethical concern is an invasion of privacy. Does using consumer DNA databases really breach our privacy? Consumer DNA databases are intended for finding family members or your ancestry in general, or, for example, how much percentage of European, African American, or Hispanic you may be. Users inquire the use of these databases on the basis that their information is only used to find family members. But as we know, with the Golden State Killer, they have been used by law enforcement, which breaches the information for the wrong purposes, and hence it is an invasion of privacy. The next ethical concern is the lack of informed consent. Many users may be unaware of how their DNA will be used, shared, or accessed by companies. This can potentially lead back to our privacy violation. In this ethical concern, often with users are using this DNA, they're thinking, well, this is going to be used to find my family members, which is great. That is what I'm giving consent for. But they may lack the knowledge that it may be accessed by other companies, especially by law enforcement, and which can also lead to catching a family member as a criminal, which in hindsight is a good thing, but maybe may not be a good thing for the family member. The next ethical concern is genetic discrimination. So while consumer DNA databases may be used to find your ancestry, such as the percentage of European, African, or Hispanic heritage you may be, it can create a disparity in how much of Hispanic African American DNA is collected by law enforcement. As we know, our law enforcement DNA databases, such as CODIS, are predominantly taken by our African American and Hispanic heritage people. Most databases have less white DNA over how much they have of our minorities. So when law enforcement use these consumer DNA databases, they may end up using or looking straight for Hispanic and African American heritage, which may lead to more time being wasted on solving the case. The final ethical concern is the misuse of data for unintended purposes. So it is nothing new that law enforcement can misuse data. We have seen this before in many cases where they have used DNA data or other type of data to incriminate wrongfully and to innocent people. With consumer DNA databases, users may seek to just find family members. However, law enforcement may be seeking to use them for the unintended purpose of catching a criminal, which is not bad, but jumping over the ethical concerns is bad. So, in conclusion, although consumer DNA databases may help in catching criminals, it does not justify jumping over the ethical issues behind using them. And then understanding that the people also have the rights for privacy, consent, and anti-discrimination is a very important aspect of consumer DNA databases. And these are my references, and thank you.